Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. And today I thought we could do a reading on kudos from Spirit. Just what are you doing really right? What does Spirit want to come in and just say like, yes, you're killing it. And I got the idea to do this from Dee Simone's channel. She always does the Let Me Gas You Up readings, and it always makes me feel a lot better about myself and helps me to reset. And I just wanted to be able to do that here. So I have 3 piles, pile 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I will go ahead and put the picture up if you want to see that. Otherwise, I'll see you guys at your piles. Okay, pile number 1. What kudos is Spirit trying to give to you guys? So this pile is immensely strong, crazy strong. I'm kind of getting the image of like a tree that is just so stable and big and strong and steadfast that can withstand life's storms and provides such reliable, strong shelter for the community that has been able to grow and flourish under that influence. And I feel that you guys have those characteristics, or you're headed there, but you have all this stuff. And I also feel like, sticking with my tree metaphor that has just, come out of me here, a lot of you guys, like, you really have grown yourself from like a little acorn into this big steadfast tree. But for all of that, it seems like it hasn't brought you joy. Like, I feel like a lot of you guys lately have been wanting to leave a situation. So that's kind of interesting because I'm getting messages. I feel like Spirit actually has been trying to communicate with you guys a lot, because you have entered a new stage in your journey. Look, we've got our favorite. This is the Gandanta point at the end of Scorpio into Sagittarius. We get this energy all the time on this channel. Which is Jesha. And Jesha is actually very abundant. Actually, Jesha, even though it's gone through so much, it's been denied, abandoned, betrayed, it really does find a way to grow itself in the world. That's the strength of Jesha. And a lot of times, Jesha makes sacrifices for its family, which I feel like you have done. You have made sacrifices for a family or a familial group, other people that you feel strongly for. You've made sacrifices for those people. And a lot of times with this energy, it goes unnoticed, especially in the Kali Yuga where we are at, and we're moving out of that. But and the thing is, so sometimes you guys feel like you work behind the scenes, and this sacrifice here with this 2 of Wands, you wanting to leave this position, it goes unnoticed by the people around you. So Spirit wants to call out how strong and stable you have been, even when it has been painful for you. I keep hearing that you have been keeping my traditions, and I don't feel like that's saying any like religious tradition in general. Just whatever tradition you have, you've been called to honor. Like, this is a contract. So for a lot of you guys, this is a marriage, or this could be a group or a community or a job, but there's something really big that probably could have a contract involved with it. And there's something really big. It's just, you've been wanting to leave. You've been wanting to leave this behind in some way. And I can tell you that I can see that there's been betrayal here. And you have, with this bully and gossip energy, which are actually coming out as strengths for you, because I feel like Spirit's acknowledging the way that you have handled this situation fairly. You've tried to be very fair, you've tried to do your part, and you've tried to maintain some sense of decorum about this situation and strength. But yeah, there has been a big betrayal about you, and you've still tried to keep some kind of contract together, but it's caused a lot of inner conflict. And I feel like you guys have been taking the hit. This pile is so strong, and I actually feel like you guys take the hit for people a lot. Like, not in like a small individual way. Like, I'm talking about life. Like, when life decides, we all kind of go through these big moments together. You take the brunt of it for a lot of people, and you make things easier on them. So yeah, Spirit is just calling this out. A lot of you guys, also, this pile is incredibly intelligent, but in a very holistic kind of a way. And you worked yourself up to some kind of leadership position, and definitely spiritually. This is so smart. This is very, very smart energy. And like I said, it's multifaceted, because with the Sagittarius energy, this is Jupiter energy. And this is, the energy of the ninth house, guru, religion, philosophy, spirituality. And just so you guys know, some of you guys could be masculine, or you're tapping into your masculine side. And there's something going on here with this Hierophant energy and this Sagittarius energy, because like I said, the Hierophant is traditional. It's doing the same thing over and over again, keeping rituals, and it's honoring the traditions of your family. And traditionally, it's the masculine's job, because of the masculine is so highly associated with Jupiter in its developed state, that you can change it. You guys are not being held to this standard. This is what wants to come through. You guys have reached such a state in your development here, and you've decided to go against materialism, and you've pledged yourself to spirituality, because this is the stage that happens in Sagittarius, and that's what happens at the end of Jesha. A lot of you guys are very accomplished in the material world, didn't bring you happiness, and you're ready to pledge yourself to spirit in some kind of a way and really be that beacon and bring that out into the world, not in any kind of loud or showy way. This is also very much not loud, showy energy. This is humble energy. And so spirit wants you to do this. Now, the thing is, the challenge in Sagittarius, I've said this a lot of times on my channel, this is a big one, is a lot of times you have to say goodbye to your family in one way or another, to go your own way. And whatever that is, the family tradition, right? This is the energy of Mrgashira, because Taurus energy is the energy of the Garden of Eden. And the energy of Mrgashira, the last nakshatra in Taurus, is leaving the Garden of Eden. It's leaving those traditions and family behind. So some of you need permission to do that, and Spirit's saying green light. And I feel like that can be confusing for a lot of people, because we're always raised that we keep our traditions, and we do to a certain degree. But this energy is about the development of the higher self, which you have done. So you've passed a threshold, pile number one, and it's a big deal. And I don't know that you're getting that acknowledgement from around you, because you seem to be in a league all your own here. But Spirit is saying, like, no, you have individuated, as Carl Jung says. And are you fully developed? No, but you definitely are. You're not held to the same standards anymore, because you've passed some kind of threshold, and you have been betrayed in the past, or you've undergone some kind of deep abandonment within a community, a group, or a relationship here with this Hierophant. And you guys have held yourselves back from moving on in order to give, in order to channel some kind of energy down, I feel like, here with this Hierophant energy. And you have this Tower card coming out in the future. So that's kind of what I'm getting, is that Spirit, I feel like, has been trying to get through to this pile and say, if you want to knock this over, you would be doing it in a conscious way that most people are not capable of. And I hate saying things like that, but it's true. I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due. Pile number one, you guys have been on a journey, and it comes from such a beautiful place. And there is this promise that if things knock over, and I'm not trying to like bulldoze past a tower moment is a tower moment, and there's a risk, and it's going to be a big change, and Mars rules fighting and competition, and it's going to be that. But it's okay. And there is going to be some kind of positive new beginning, but I feel like you guys, like you can't see it. It's almost like you need reassuring here, because you've been trying to manifest things. Now, this lightning bolt, I want to say too, because I was just reading about this in the book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, and it is in Kabbalah. It moves through all of the realms from God Himself, and so it always reminds me of the Ten of Pentacles, actually, in that way. Some of you guys, you've achieved something. You've achieved some kind of pinnacle of something, but it's okay to change it over, to keep with your own growth process here. You guys honor trust. You guys make a promise and you keep it here with this Hierophant, which I feel like is part of why you're having a hard time in letting something go. This is not a pile that's going to just do something willy-nilly. You're well thought, and I feel like that's what Spirit is trying to tell you, is that you absolutely can trust yourself here. You can trust yourself. I mean, this is intense energy, pile number one. With this Justice card, there's something here that's supposed to be give and take. And maybe some of you guys, because there's been a bully that's been gossiping about you, and by the way, maybe some of you guys are dealing with a narcissist, because when this happens, this is they could be mobilizing their flying monkeys, right? And you find that whenever you want to go talk to somebody about the truth, that this bully has already been there and already poisoned your name in some way. Those are all narcissistic techniques. And if you guys are dealing with that, there's a myriad of resources that you can find online. to help with that, because it really is something you've just kind of got to knock over. There's no good way of dealing with it. That's what the experts say. Dr. Ramani is a great place to start. But Spirit is saying, like, overall, you're going to get your karmic justice. This tower moment is absolutely real, you guys. Like, but you will get your karmic justice here. Because there's something, you always try to be fair, and you try to have some kind of give and take. And that's been what's been causing you guys a lot of pain and a lot of struggle in this. And you have a lot of competing opinions in your head. And a lot of you guys, maybe children are involved, or again, this mentorship energy that's coming through with the Six of Cups. And there is something that's been related to your past. Actually, my tree metaphor, right? Trees are very linked, they grow over time. And this is definitely a pile that's built something up over time, but it just hasn't been working for you, like for you as a person. But you're strong enough to where I feel like I said again, like you're always taking the hits for things. So there's a big rebirth and renewal that wants to happen in your life. You guys are the alchemist. Look, we have priests coming up here. I really want to say, like, a sage is born. I'm not trying to like blow smoke, you guys. You've been doing your work, and Spirit wants to honor that and say, like, you have reached a certain threshold in your journey where it's okay for you to deviate from these Hierophant things because you don't need it. The Hierophant, this keeping of traditions is really about the ego, right? It is the reins that we use to learn how to steer and direct our ego and to keep us safe while we're doing it. But you, like I said, you guys have seemed to push past that point, and you're on a different journey altogether. This Sagittarius card, this is the start of a new beginning for you guys, a spiritual beginning as well. Some of you just want to go traveling. But yeah, alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. And then priest, facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And then this, what is going on here, you guys? Rebel, like rebel. Well, this says rebel, but I said rebel because it's like rebel against this energy. You can. Maybe you guys have always done the right thing in your life, and so you're very concerned about doing the right thing in a situation. This Virgin, maintaining symbolic purity of heart. It's saying destroy that. I don't care about your symbolic purity. I care about symbolic purity if that's the level you're at. That's not the level you're at. A lot of you guys are masculine energy because this rise up into Jupiter. You guys also, masculines set the base religion of their family in order to help keep them safe on the astral. And you rise up into Jupiter energy, you're given permission to change it. You don't have to keep the traditions of your past because you've put the work in. So this pile, you have permission here to make a big change. And Spirit's saying, to hell with your symbolic purity of heart and spirit. You have a fear of intimate union. You have a fear of actually doing something real, because you'd have to destroy it with this tower moment. So there's another kind of strength that comes in here, right? There's another kind of strength that Spirit wants you to develop, because you're highly, highly developed in this other kind of strength over here. And Spirit is saying, thank you. You provided a service, and you have, for a lot of other people to get what they needed. But if you want to reject authority to affect social change and reject spiritual systems that do not serve your inner needs, by all means, by all means, because your base motives are pure and you are acting from a place of wisdom. What's your path? Your path here is the Six of Pentacles and the Star. You guys are leaders. That's never, ever going to change because it was given to you by Spirit. And I'm hearing what God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. So some of you guys are worried that you could be knocked over from your path, but you can't, because you have something that there's some kind of cycle here and recycling of energy to a group. You have this star energy, and this is Aquarius, which is opposite Leo, right? So this is the leader in the group in some kind of way. So some of you really do just want to go and like be another face in the group in order to heal. And some of you want to go learn something from someone else and be under someone else's umbrella for a while. And that's completely fine too. Some of you guys are worried about some losses here, and you're of two minds about that. But you are going to rise into your sun energy and make this choice objectively. There is something here where emotions actually could be getting in the way. Spirit also, when another kudos that Spirit wants to give you is this Ace of Cups. You guys have a really pure heart. You're coming from a really beautiful place. And so if you follow this, then the consequences that come from that will be beautiful too. Let's just look a little bit more into this tower moment. Sorry, I know my table is a lot thinner than the one that I used before, and so I know some of you guys have complained about the cards on the table. I'm trying to be more conscious of that. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, like some of you guys are really thinking about leaving a job, a business, or a relationship. Page of Cups. Wow, there could be a child and some kind of success involved in this. I didn't really ask a question, so let me just, what's the advice about this Tower moment? There we go. What is the advice on how best to handle this Tower moment? Page of Wands. This is my Sage card, and look, she's got the 0, which in this deck, which makes me think of the Fool. Just trust, follow your gut instinct, and follow. You're being called. I also think of the Page of Wands as a bit of a calling. You're being called towards a painful ending, you guys. Why is it painful? Two of Swords. There's something here that you can't see. Spirit has been trying to get your attention, pile number 1. Because it's like you're so steadfast and you've had to knuckle down and just grit your teeth that I feel like all of your focus has been going towards maintaining that strength, but Spirit has been trying to communicate with you about this. It's time to let this go so that you can be free, and Spirit wants your joy here, pile number 1. The Lovers, you have a choice. I asked a question. You guys probably know because I said this on tape. But I don't remember what it was. But I feel like, yeah, you guys have this painful energy. This could be a relationship, you know. But it really is asking you guys to trust and to go within yourself. Trust your own internal compass, because this bully energy here could be weaponizing a traditional element of your past in order to keep you stuck. This isn't meant to keep you stuck. It's meant to liberate you, in which case it has, and so you guys are you're on to another set here. 3 of Cups. So 3 of Cups is your Coven card. It's a reunion. Some of you guys, maybe there is a reunion here. There's also a group. King of Pentacles. Wow, like I just feel this, it's okay for you to leave it behind. Okay, so like this Heron card. The heron is a bird of the water and is thus associated with feminine energy and regeneration. In ancient Egypt, the heron was the first transformer of the soul. Sorry, you guys, I'm hungry and I need to eat, and so my hand's shaking. The heron was the first transformer of the human soul after death. Because it was seen in flight over the fields when the Nile began to flood, it was associated with fertility and the renewal of life. In the Roman epic something, the heron is again a symbol of renewal and is depicted as rising from the ashes of the burned city of Ardea. So yeah, some of you guys, the burned city, because like I said, this is Mrgashira energy, leaving behind the Garden of Eden. So some of you guys, like, this is travel energy. You want to leave behind like an entire city. Maybe it's state, country, I don't know. But you just really want to leave something big behind. And Spirit's telling you guys that you more than can do that here. Whoa, I just asked, like, can you tell me any more about this? The Devil, there's a contract here, or just something, it's tying you, it's materialistic, it's not spiritual. So at some point, this energy, when you start to outgrow this energy of the rituals that are not, my love is written on your heart, right? I used to say, like, let me not say that. The Bible in its own way is an idol, is what I used to say, you know, because the Bible will burn, but the Bible says my love is written on your heart. And so you guys are at a stage now where you're getting in touch with the fact that Spirit is always with you and guiding you. And there's something here that it's just been used to bind you in a material sense. But I really feel like you guys are making plans behind the scenes. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 1. There were a lot of messages that wanted to come through because of how strong you are and because of how long it's taken you to build something up. And it feels like a failure maybe to want something different. And maybe you feel like you're being ungrateful for not being fulfilled in this way. But Jesha, this point here, it's all about being disillusioned by the material world, realizing that it doesn't bring happiness. You'll always have a testing point. That's what this is. These Gandanta points in the zodiac, you'll always have a test to pass between being devoted to spirit, devoted to materialism. And I just feel like you guys maybe are in the throes of that, or you're passing that test where you're saying, I can either devote myself. And if you're masculines, by the way, this is really, really big if this is a relationship, because the Vedas say that woman is the Dharma and you choose your Dharma. So there's always a choice between two, usually. Whether or not you realize it, they're not like going to be presented to you at the same time. But it's really kind of energy. And it's said either your woman will lead you down the path of materialism or she will lead you down the path of righteousness. And some of you maybe have felt like you have not been led to the path of your own righteousness. However you choose that, like because you've been tethered. Some of you guys are not supposed to be tethered. So anyways, that's a lot. That's what I have for you guys. Pile number 1. If that resonated, do please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to see if my burrito's done. Bye, guys. Pile number 2. This is such beautiful, beautiful energy. Can I please stay in it forever? You guys are so intact with the spiritual world. So very intact. I feel like you serve spirit above all. And because of that, you are a leader here on earth. And I want to say, and forgive me, I come from the Christian tradition. And so my language is often reflects that, but I'm not trying to make a comment on that. I'm hearing that you are helping to build God's kingdom here on earth, because you are so you are so attached to the spiritual world, and you trust. You guys have these big, beautiful, open hearts. That's what I'm getting with the Knight of Cups and Leo. Leo is it rules the heart chakra, and even though, like, in a world full of conflict and loss with this 5, chaos, and maybe you guys are chaos witches too. That's why I call myself the chaos witches, because life has thrown me a bunch of chaos and I try to witch it away. But I feel like you guys have a big, beautiful, open heart chakra, and you are leading from that. You are the true leaders of the world, being in the world but not of the world. And your faith is so strong in things that do not need to be seen. You guys have a very strong intuition, and in that way, with this 3 of Pentacles, you're helping to infuse that. I talk a lot about Dolores Cannon, to my surprise, because it's just kind of a something that's easy to attack. But she wrote the the book, 3 Waves of Volunteers. This would be the second wave of volunteers that she talks about. And she does hypnoregressionist therapy. And in one session, this person just started telling her why their soul incarnated on this planet. And she started realizing that she could do this, and that she developed a theory on that, on why, on what's happening with the earth right now, and that we're going through a big vibrational change, and that has 3 waves of volunteer souls that have come to this planet. And this would be the second group, which is, it has vibrational missions. So I feel like you guys are sent into a lot of groups, and you guys might actually deal with a lot of situations with unfair bosses, or where people are just in a group feeling downtrodden and abused, but you bring such strong healing and healthy energy into this place, into those spaces for people. And you actually, whether or not you know it, you bring up the vibration. She says about those people that they can walk through a Walmart and increase the vibration without really even knowing that they're doing it. And that because of that, people can feel very drawn to their energy like a moth to a flame, but a lot of times it can be very draining. And so you can become quite introverted, where just so that you can keep recharging your energy, but that it's very important for these people to keep interact, like just even being, you don't have to do anything. Like your energy just uplifts because of who you are. And I'm really getting that from this pile. With the 6 of Swords, it's like you guys help situations, like I'm seeing people who work with hopeless people. On an energetic level, and where you help people leave situations because you give them some kind of a comparison, or you tell them what is healthy and what is important, and you're an advocate for those people, and you reflect back their good qualities, because a lot of times these people are in situations where they're being abused, in some kind of a system that feels so ingrained, like they can't get out of it. But you are the person who comes in and says, actually, you deserve to be treated with respect. Actually, that's what, spirit would want for you. Whatever word you want to use there, that's what spirit would want for you. And also, I'm getting a side message here. A lot of you guys, like, you are destined for some kind of divine love partner, and you have, like, it's coming. Some of you guys have been alone, possibly for a very, very long time, with the Hermit energy, and you've been developing your routines, your habits, yourself here for a really long time, but that's going to change here with the Wheel of Fortune. And the person that you meet might be kind of brutish at first. Like, it might not be someone that is like super polished and nice and polite. Like, they could be like an athlete. You could meet this person through male friends or brothers. But oh yeah, interesting. But yeah, like this person, it might seem like it's at odds, but look, Venus and Mars, right? And Venus is, I want what you want, diplomatic energy. I want what I want. So there's something here about a relationship coming in. We have servant, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. That's really the energy of this entire reading. You guys have such a pureness to you as people. There's no hidden motive, and it's people aren't used to that. And so whenever they meet you, it allows them to get in touch with their higher self, to trust in a situation, and to hope that things can be better, and to start channeling their own divine missions down here in this world. So I feel like you're almost an activator for light workers, and you might not even realize that with your energy, but that's something that you're doing. So this energy that you help like kind of block that could be negative is this Fool energy, using humor to wound rather than liberate, and denial of your emotional truth. You guys are up here, fearlessly revealing emotion and helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. So a lot of times, maybe there's a situation, I'm just getting really insidious energy. Like the 6 of Swords can be a functioning dysfunction. And with the 3 of Pentacles, people could find themselves in these long-term situations that just aren't working. And maybe people can even use, it's hidden, right? With this Fool energy, it's hidden, and everybody has to pretend like they're happy and like they're fulfilled. This could have something to do with even online here with Aquarius. You guys could share things online that are just real and allow other people the space to be real as well. But you guys are all for the group. You look out for the lowest. You use any strength you have to look out for the lowest as well. And so that's going to blossom and bloom for you guys in the future with this Empress card. Spirit is working on you. It wants to give you space, a platform, success, abundance, a really solid relationship because of all the work that you have been doing. it's on its way. I feel like I need to tell you guys that, because some of you guys might be feeling tired or really exhausted, but it is on its way. You also have visionary, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. You guys are really selfless people. That's kind of what I'm getting. You have this Aquarius energy too, which is a very service-oriented energy. A lot of you guys could have strong Aquarius in your chart. And then look, you have the Hermit, which we had Hermit at the bottom of the deck here. So seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves potential creativity. And that's what I was getting, is you guys might, you might actually be very creative. If you do any kind of artwork and you hang it up at like an art gallery or something, you really do change people's energy through the work that you're doing and through them being able to see it. I read this quote one time where it was like, talking about how art is so healing for people to do, but that the question was still out whether or not it was good for people to see and consume, like art just in general, all kinds of art. But the art that you're doing is very, very helpful and very, very beneficial to people. And it can help change their vibration and look at the world in a new way. Ability to give energy, a practical expression, and talent for designing resolution to common dilemmas. Yeah, you guys... these common dilemmas is kind of what I'm getting, is like you guys are masters at life. And I'm almost getting like, first of all, you guys are about to have a Wheel of Fortune change in your favor that's going to lead to a death moment. If there could be some kind of gossip going on about you and a betrayal or something, but it's pulling in your people. Spirit's trying to get you in vibrational alignment for something, some kind of growth and prosperity that's coming through, but something kind of does need to change. You guys are possibly thinking about moving, but you're thinking about moving away from a situation with the Six of Swords, and just moving into some kind of calmer situation for yourself. So we have this insect card. Insects are the most plentiful of beasts, consisting of more than 800,000 species. Their ability, I'm kind of getting that that's this Aquarius energy of like groups, you know? Their ability to metamorphose and fly has led to frequent symbolic associations with spirit world and spiritual renewal. Yeah, you guys have the ability to transform, and to transform this group kind of energy too. I feel like this has not been very abundant for you guys in the material world as of just yet, because I feel like an energy where you lead from the bottom, you lead from the group, you're a true person of like the people, you know, like Jesus was, honestly, you know. He wasn't about status and like that. He led by his energy, and that's kind of how I feel you guys are leading. The praying mantis has long been associated with feminine power, as the female is larger and stronger than the male. The mantis-like insect in this painting is from Buffalo Gals Won't You Come Out Tonight, a story by blah, blah, blah. So that's the picture if you guys wanted to see it. But there is a strong creative energy with this pile. And let me just see here. What is this moving towards? Because this, it's falling. You guys are like doing something for spirit, and you're doing it with very little... recognition or acknowledgement at times, but it's leading towards something. And I'm getting that there's a quote in the Bible that says like, you'll either get your reward here on earth or in heaven. And I feel like, I'm sorry, somebody was saying that I keep banging on the table because this is a lot thinner of a table than I'm used to, so it makes a lot more noise, and I'm trying to be very respectful of that. Okay, what is this moving towards? Nine of Wands. Oh, Ten of Swords. The Emperor, yeah. There's something here about like making leadership on whatever scale aware of people's suffering. And that you could be doing that through art or like a creative project, singer-songwriter, painting. Because you guys have had ample experiences within life. You guys know what life actually is, you know? So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 2. The kudos that Spirit wants to give you is that you guys are, how you help people to channel their energy and to connect with their source so that they can go off. So I feel like you guys were doing this for a certain period of time, and if you feel like Spirit has forgotten about you, or that you're just destined to be in like a lower role, some of you guys maybe you're waiting tables or something like that, but if you feel like, oh, I'm just destined to do this my whole life, it's something's going to change for you guys, and you are going to experience abundance. And this is Venus through art, even through creativity. You guys are, you can experience that, and I feel there was a Wheel of Fortune. Something's going to change for you. So yeah, I just feel like there was a part of your mission that was about activating other people first. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys, pile number 2. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye. All right, pile number 3. This is very interesting energy. So if some of you guys were drawn to pile number 1, definitely check that one out, because we had the same 2 cards come out at first, but I went ahead and got different cards to clarify this message, and I am feeling a different message come through for this pile. But if you were drawn to pile number 1, then go ahead and pick that one. So a lot of you guys, you have this beautiful blend of spirituality and also clarity of mind, because I'm seeing Spirit is wanting to give you praise and kudos because you have cut through some kind of a toxic situation here, you guys. And I feel like that's what you help other people to do as well, because with this artist card, you are expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, and you inspire other people to see life symbolically, but you do not do it in this 7 of Cups kind of a way where things can be very Neptunian and almost a little bit hazy and unclear. You bring a lot of clarity to things in order to help people overcome their karma and also hear spirit themselves. So a lot of people, the things that you say, you might not understand this, but you can help people to build their own intuition, because you give them a lot of, you either check their illusions or delusions here with the 7 of Cups, or you give them validation on the things that they've already been thinking about for a really, really long time here with the Hierophant. The Hierophant hears God. And with Capricorn, some of you guys might have Shravana in your chart, which is the moon ruled nakshatra in the middle of Capricorn, and it is all about listening to spirit and listening to the scriptures, which I'm getting echoed here with this Hierophant energy. A lot of you guys have been, this came out a little bit in pile number 2, you've been helping to build a more spiritual world by being able, but it's like through cutting through illusion as well. You guys could help people make really good decisions, and you could help them confront places of lack within themselves with this beggar energy. Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival and awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. A lot of times self-esteem stuff comes up when you're dealing with Saturn. You guys could have very strong Saturn in your chart. So maybe you are a Capricorn or an Aquarius, or this is also kind of the energy of Dhanishta, because Aquarius is an air sign and it follows Capricorn. And Dhanishta is it's called the richest one. But here, you guys could be building wealth in the material world, or it's telling you that that could be coming. And you might need to know that because you have the 5 of Pentacles coming out in your future. So you feel like you've undergone some kind of a loss, or that you don't really fit in. And some of you guys, you don't feel like you fit in here in some way. You do feel strange and weird. You have a lot of Aquarius energy coming through. But it's like you still press on because you want to be an advocate for spirit, and it's like you still listen and you follow. I feel like this is a really tough thing to do, and you guys have been doing it. Because you've been doing it as well, you have been fulfilling your dharma, which is fulfilling your karma in this life. You guys are bound, set, and determined to fulfill the things that you need to do, even if it's the hard thing. I'm getting this energy heavy of helping people and yourself. You make the hard choices because you listen to spirit over anything else. Yeah, and with the 4 of Cups here, I feel like maybe this is the energy of having missed out on an opportunity, or people feel like they've missed out on an opportunity with you. You could be the type of person where this energy, like maybe it's hard to get to know you a little bit, but people wish they could get to know you because you are like very strong and spiritually strong. I just want to clarify this 4 of Cups really quick before I move on. Ooh. I am picking up on a situation where somebody does feel like they missed out on a situation with you because you moved on. And this situation could have been quite painful with the 3 of Swords. Yeah. So there's something that you guys are building or working towards. And people can just kind of sense that. Pioneer. You guys are not afraid to go in your own direction. And Spirit really wants to give you kudos for that. Passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. You have that coming up through with the artist. Some of you guys are artists. You could be wordsmiths here with air. There is something about the way that you communicate things, especially spiritual things. Even if you guys are just like having conversations about spiritual matters, like in your family or something, and you're talking about the way that you see something or the way that you read a certain, spiritual text or spiritual concept, it helps people immensely because you have such a clear channel to spirit, this pile. Yeah, so your path is actually here to help people understand suffering, is a big part of it. And I feel like this could have come to a head recently because I see in your future, you guys, some of you have some kind of hardship, but whatever it is, it's hardship for the benefit of all. And I'm also getting that because you have the Bull card here. Bull cults were ubiquitous in ancient cultures, whose devotees worshipped the beast as a supreme deity, but the bull was also a symbol of renewal, and the creature was ritually sacrificed, with its blood sprinkled on the spring fields to ensure new growth. In ancient Greece, these rituals were associated with Dionysus, the Greek god of vegetation and renewal. Dionysus, who is frequently represented as a bull and sometimes a goat, was dismembered by the Titans and subsequently resurrected. Ooh. Some of you guys, there has been a spilling of your blood, and that could be metaphorical. I hope it's metaphorical. I mean, goodness, some of you could be menstruating if that's a thing you do. But that's always been considered some kind of like a sacrifice. But I feel like you guys have undergone some kind of a pain, and maybe there is a person, maybe it's with a male with this King of Cups energy, somebody who really could not give you something. They could not express things. They couldn't bring it forth in the material world. And that could be what people realize about you. This could be an archetypical person that you see in your life. For some of you, this is an actual person, the King of Cups, who is often a leader of a spiritual group, of a creative group with this artist energy, but ain't got nothing on you. Because whereas this person probably puts on a show for people, you actually do it. And so this person, you're not in it for, like, I was saying this in another pile, where you can either, the Bible says, like, I'm not trying to, you don't have to believe the same thing I believe. We're totally cool. It's just, I get messages. I have a Virgo South Node, so I get messages a lot of times in, based on scriptures I've read and things like that. So, you either get your reward here in heaven, and whereas this person might be choosing here, honestly, and not have the courage or the guts to, like, bust out of something, you guys are choosing to take the hit in the material world, and thus you're building a more spiritual world here. The Minotaur, another deity from Greek mythology who had the head of a bull and the body of a man, is also associated with sacrifice and the cycle of renewal. The slaying of the Minotaur, the devourer of youth, restores life. The bull is also Uttara Falguni, which is a sun-ruled energy, at the end of Leo and at the beginning of Virgo. So some of you guys could have that in your chart. The cow, which is the female counterpart to the bull, is Uttara Bhadra. That's the Saturn-ruled nakshatra in the middle of Pisces. So you guys could have those energies in your chart. But there is something about sacrifice here, and I feel like you guys almost maybe sacrifice yourself. Look, like this blood would drip into this cup. There is something about your own sacrifice that can help people understand. I'm getting communion. Don't drink blood. That's not what I'm saying. This looks like a communion to me, like the sacrifice of your blood. Some of you are quite saintly. Quite saintly. I want to look up that quote, like, drink of my blood and remember me or something. I'm not really sure. I'm not trying to be weird about that. I'm just getting some kind of message that I'm trying to work out here. Look, because this is the spilling of blood too. So something could have happened, you guys. Yeah. What happened here? Whoa. Okay, somebody's feeling a lot of grief. It's me for spilling these cards everywhere. You're looking at the higher cup, and because of that, you guys get a lot of pain. That's what this is about. Yes, you guys are like earth angels a lot of the time. You do bring health, healing, and joy and happiness. I feel like a lot of you guys could do that as a job. We have sun energy here. So, yeah, look, this is actually like this person's looking at the higher cup. The cup of God is like what I'm getting. However you guys view that, and you follow that regardless of what other people are doing. And because of that, I feel like you go through a lot of painful endings, but there is something that you're building your spiritual muscle in this way. I do want to tell you, like, to take care of yourselves. You guys have chosen, I feel like recently, you've made a hard decision. You've overcome something through air energy where you have chosen the hard thing. I feel like you guys took the hit, and that's something very sacred. To sacrifice means to make sacred, and I feel like there was a sacrifice of your heart. There was a sacrifice of the ego that you had where you walked away from something, and you're making something sacred here for yourself, and you're bringing that energy here to earth. But it's like you've taken some kind of a hit. With this Temperance card, you were true to yourself, and there's angels stepping in to help to heal this energy. They're stepping in to help rebalance you. It's going to be a long road, but I'm also getting, Wonder Woman 1984. There's the part where she says that she didn't, the little girl, Wonder Woman, when she was young and she like won the race, and her mom grabs her mom's Robin Wright, I know that. And she grabs her and she said, "You're not ready to win because you took the short path." You guys don't take the short path. You don't take the short path. You take the long path. And because of that, you're pulling in a lot of divine guidance and a lot of divine healing around you. And also, I feel like a lot of you guys might be real cute, real looking nice. And you also, what Spirit is wanting to acknowledge is that you are a forever student. You have humility and devotion to knowledge and an openness to lifelong learning. Child wounded. Some of you guys are reading attached. Awakens compassion and the desire to serve other wounded children. Opens the learning path of forgiveness. So there could have been something here where it's like you had to forgive someone that betrayed you. And it really, really hurt. But there is energy like that. And I feel like you guys actually bring that energy in. You also hide any conflict and loss behind yourself here. But you ended a big cycle, I feel like, recently, and Spirit wants to acknowledge you for that because you listened to the higher voice that was coming through, and it cut through any confusion and nonsense, and you dealt with what was real coming through here. You made your choice. You made a clear choice to cut something out. And because of that, someone is seeing you, or a group of people or something is seeing you as a missed opportunity, as a really hard ending for themselves. But this pain that you have done, it's actually going to heal somebody in this situation and bring them up to a higher vibration in some way. But it's not without its cost. So let me just, it's 5 of Yeah, you lost something in the past, but you guys chose to sever it. And it was hard for you. Oh my gosh, yeah, you had a judgment. But I feel like you called a judgment. You weren't sure about something in the past, and it could have even seemed too good to be true. This could have been a relationship, a marriage, a divine partnership, because Neptune has a way of making everything look perfect, beautiful, right? False twin flame. If this could be a false twin flame situation where you thought someone was your twin, and your divine counterpart, but it was just haze. And Neptune can also be the energy of the siren that actually pulls you from your path. Some of you guys, maybe you feel that you were actually pulled from your path from some time, and you were putting energy into something that wasn't the right thing, and it felt like a betrayal. And so you took the hit, and you ended this cycle, this karmic cycle that kept you bound. Oh boy. This is such big energy. Midas, miser, entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything into gold and delight in sharing life's riches. And you guys could be doing that through, this is a high level teacher with the hermit and teacher card here. So that's the energy that I'm getting in this pile. It's multifaceted in a way, because I feel like you guys have a very deep understanding of the scriptures, and not all of it comes through just study through books and the things that you're reading. You actually channel a lot of divine guidance, but it's clear. Instead of making anything more diluted, which spirituality can sometimes do, it makes things very clear for people, and it makes their pathway clear for people. And you can help. It's like you're leading by example. You do the hard stuff, and so other people do the hard stuff. Because of you, you give them the strength to do that, to end things that maybe have been going on for too long, and to step into their own divine energy. You guys, this is beautiful. You guys are straight up earth angels, pile number 3. Straight up. You are not afraid to take the hit if it's the wrong thing to do. You know what I mean? If you know you went down the wrong path and you made a mistake and you've got to cut your own heart, not literally. Please don't harm yourself. This pile's really inspiring. You call it like you see it, and when you call it, you act on that, and you do the hard thing. You guys, this is like, honestly, that's what Jesus did. I'm not trying to make this a religious reading. It's just that's my connection to spirit, but please know I'm not trying to make religious references to Jesus. But this is mentorship energy. Like, you help mentor people through the hard things in their life so that they can get better. So, and do better for themselves and rebuild. But yeah, that's what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 3. Spirit is trying to give you kudos for being very strong spiritual badasses that actually you're not afraid. You don't run from the material world, and say, oh, well, we have to shirk the material world and only deal with the spiritual. You blend them very well together. Okay, one more thing that I feel like Spirit is trying to praise you guys for is this advocate energy, which is the energy. This card is supposed to be energy that you're kind of like suppressing, because we can all do good things by like doing it and cultivating it, and then there's usually things that we're suppressing in the world too that like can really help things. So what you're suppressing is this advocate energy, this embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. I feel like you guys really truly are committed to spirit, and whether or not you realize it, I feel like spirit tries to put you on a pedestal, and this could just be information about you that gets out into the world, or you're put in such a place where a lot of people can see the decisions that you're making, or have some kind of knowledge. People could just be given some kind of insight around how difficult a decision was for you to make, and so it inspires other people to do that, as well as this energy over here. Right, I said that we're not like embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. I feel like part of that is you have an uncanny ability, a real keen eye to call out when people are using spirituality to delude themselves or other people. You guys can also call out false prophets here with the Hierophant. You guys are very, very aware of that. False prophets with personal agendas or negative schemes, right? You can see that from your vantage point, your spiritual vantage point. I feel like this group, I just want to say, you guys, I think you pull rank in the other world. I know it's a weird thing to say, but I think you have. I think you've worked your way up in a lot of ways. And I don't think that I'm puffing up anybody's ego to say that in this group, because you're always looking at yourself and the way that's what you do. Spirit wants to say that as well. You guys are always looking at how you contribute to a situation, what your part in it is, and what you can do to fix it or to make it better, to change the energy around. And even if you have to take the hit, you're going to take the hit. And it's a really difficult thing to do. And a lot of times people can feel disillusioned living in a world where people don't seem to want to do that. Maybe they want to, hold hands and talk about love and light, but they don't actually want to do the hard work of saying, I'm sorry because I contributed to the situation in this way, where you guys are the people who are going to say that in order to follow Spirit's orders and in order to change the energy around it. Yeah, and like I said, just calling out false prophets or false spiritual practices, or the way that they get used inappropriately, because usually there's some kind of truth to it, but we live in a dual world, and so it's just a matter of knowing when to apply what energy, if that makes sense. And so you guys, you're really good at seeing that and calling that out for people, and making decisions that much clearer. And I feel like you have a big part to play. You are clearing huge amounts of karma, pile number 3, for yourself, but you also help other people to do it. That's what I'm saying. You could have strong Saturn, because that's what Saturn is here to do. Is when you meet a strong Saturnian person, they encourage you to burn through your karma. They remind you that there's practical, hard, difficult things that you need to confront in your life in order to actually be fulfilling your mission here, to be cutting certain toxic cords for you and maybe even a group of people. There also could be children with the 5. So some of you guys, maybe you're in toxic relationships, but you thought that it was everything amazing and wonderful, and you know that you have like a decision to make, and by you doing that, by making this decision, you're cutting off some kind of toxic cycle here, and it's burning through an immense amount of karma. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 3. That's what I'm getting for you guys. Some of you as well, it's like you call a judgment on your own defenses and your own, I want to say, nonsense in some way, and you took the hit. You really did. It's like you knew that you were being defensive in a situation, and you took the hit in order to help that. And I want you to know that with this 3 of Swords coming down into this King of Cups, you have helped someone else here. Your sacrifice has helped someone else, even if it's on a spiritual and energetic level. And it was something here was a sacrifice for you, or you regularly do this. Yeah. So that's what I have for you guys. This is such a powerhouse pile. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you all the best. Bye, guys.